some people have sort of a history of financial problems, and if somebody files for bankruptcy and they get a Chapter 7 where all their debts are written off, or they get a Chapter 13 where they pay off over a period of years, how soon after that can they file for bankruptcy again?
Well, Chapter 7 can be they can only receive a Chapter 7 discharge once every 8 years. Okay, so you keep, so they're pretty much.
And Chapter 7 is a complete write-off of debt. All right, so that can only be done every
8 years.
Right?
Every 8 years.
All right.
However, you can file a Chapter 7, and you can file the 13 upon the next day after discharge of the Chapter 7. Some people, choose to do that for different reasons. The Chapter 13s, you could pretty much file as many as the courts will let you, unless you get some sort of bar against refiling. Mm-hmm. So it's pretty difficult to file perhaps more than one a year, because we have to, extend the stay. We have to ask the judge's permission basically to protect the property.
And this would be a Chapter 13.
13, yes.
Chapter 13.
But the 7 is straight out once every 8 years.
8 years.
Yes.
All right. Now, if somebody does have goes into bankruptcy, and based upon your experience of dealing with people who have done that, does that have a really significant impact on their ability to get loans for autos and houses in the future?
Well, it does have an impact. Prior to our economical crisis, the lending laws were a little bit more lax, and people were getting loans when they were in bankruptcy and right after bankruptcy. Now it's a little bit more difficult to get a mortgage because their credit, of course, has been marked with the bankruptcy. But the FHA says that you could get you cannot be discriminated against 2 years after the filing of the bankruptcy.
Oh,
and as far as car loans, as soon as you're discharged, you can, pretty much as soon as you're discharged, you could get a car loan, but you're, of course, going to be thrown into a higher interest bracket with that loan.
Yeah.